A penalty. Arsenal good for their 2 goals. Leicester will feel that they perhaps should have scored themselves, but Arsenal too good on the day, and hopefully that will be the case for the remainder of the season. We talked about this being a big fixture, Perry. This has been a big win for the Gunners.
Huge win, clean sheet, excellent performances. So we mentioned Thomas Partey and Granit Xhaka and Martin Odegaard, Martinelli and Saka looked very lively. Lacazette was holding the ball up front. And this is a real hard-fought win, because Leicester made us work for this win, make no mistake, because they came with a little bit of ambition themselves. They came with a little bit of invention. We had a little stutter halfway through the first half where we went a little bit too deep, a little bit too passive. And I said we had to get in 1-0 up at half-time, and exactly what we did. Arteta would have sat the players down in no uncertain terms, with time that he wasn't happy with the last 15 minutes, wanted a reaction, wanted to be more on the front foot, exactly what we was in the second half. Played probably 10, 15 yards further up the pitch, started to dominate the game, and then got the goal at the right time, which 100% was a penalty. Took obviously too long with VAR to say that it was a penalty. So I think it's been a very, very good afternoon's work. Very, very hard fought. You get confidence. Confidence builds. You know, the late goal against Wolverhampton Wanderers here in the 95th minute. This comprehensive victory in the end against a very, very talented Leicester side. Make no mistake, will just get themselves back into form themselves. So this is a massive. I saw Mikel Arteta embrace his coaching staff. Steve Round had a massive sort of bear hug, and he knew the importance of winning this game. So make sure that we go back into that 4th spot. And when you've got your games in hand, you've got to make sure that you take points out of those games in hand. We've got the big game coming up against Liverpool on Wednesday. That will tell us how far, because Liverpool and Man City are still the best teams in the country by quite a way. But that will see how far that this team is coming and the team is maturing. So you can tell the Emirates faithful here have gone home very, very happy. They've seen an accomplished performance from their team today.
No doubt about that, Perry. Enjoyed your company today.
Cheers,
Arsenal getting the better of Leicester by 2 goals, and they'll back into the top 4. Much more to discuss, of course. Social media reactions, some tactical analysis from Clarkie and Nick to come as we hand you back to the boys. Full-time here is finished. Arsenal 2, Leicester 0.
Thank you very much, chaps. 2-0 to the Arsenal then. A great victory here at the Emirates Stadium. In what could have been a banana skin game, really. Adrian Clark with me. A professional performance from Arsenal. 2-0, and we leave happy.
We do, yeah. Really good. Excellent second half. Barely gave Leicester a sniff of goal. Perry was right. We made sure that we played in their half. We talked about it at half-time. Don't retreat. Don't let them put us under concerted pressure. Get onto the ball and attack and look to probe and get at Leicester City, and that's what we did. And we got ourselves the penalty, and we could have had more goals. It was pretty comprehensive in the end. They're not a bad Leicester side. You know, I was quite critical of their defence. I still think they're weak there, but you know, this is a top half team. And we've just swatted them to one side really nicely.
Yeah, I mean, there was no real there was a couple of moments where Leicester were in, but there was no real, you know, heart-in-mouth moments in the Arsenal goal that I can really recall. And, you know, the stats speak for themselves. I think we had 21 shots. You know, in the pre-match show, you were talking about the fact that Leicester always score away from home. Yeah, well, not today.
Exactly, yeah, we bigged it up. We said that Leicester, we might need a second goal or a third, because they've got this goal threat. Only once this season have they failed to score on their travels. It was at Anfield. And today, there was one big chance that Aaron Ramsdale produced a worldly save from. Yeah. But that aside, not a lot. I looked at the XG, so I think 21 shots to us. They had under 10. The XG was interesting. We were just a shy under 3 expected goals, which is very high. Often when you have around that, you end up scoring 4 or 5. But Leicester had half a goal on the XG. So if anything, 2-0 flatters Leicester City. It was as comfy as you get against a team of their quality, really. And I think it really does send a message to Manchester United, to West Ham United, maybe to Spurs, that we are They are going to have to play extremely well between now and the end of the season to get a higher points tally than us, because we are playing very well.
Yeah, I mean, it's we say it every week, Clarkey, on the show. It's so scary at the moment. It's good, but it's obviously, you know, terrifying.
We're the third or fourth best team in the country at the moment. There's no doubt about that. Liverpool and City are way in the distance. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. There's not a lot between Arsenal and Chelsea right now.
Chelsea
I think
got a lucky win today, didn't they? You know,
in terms of the current form, we're better than Chelsea. We're better than Manchester United. We're better than West Ham. We're better than Spurs. So things are going in the right direction, but it's just a matter of maintaining it. Today was a lot of pressure because, you know, they saw United win yesterday. You know, jumping back up into fourth. How would that impact them? Well, it didn't.
Yeah.
If anything, it refocused the mind, and it was really professional. I really liked what I saw today.
Yeah, I mean, I know people talk about the games in hand and all of that. You'd always much rather points on the board, the old cliche, but one of those games in hand is happening on Wednesday. It's a huge game, and that's why, you know, today it was really, really important for us to get the 3 points today, because it takes the pressure off a bit for the game on Wednesday. Obviously, we want to take 3 points in every game, but if we're being realistic, Liverpool is going to be a really, really tough game.
Of course it is, yeah. I agree completely. I think 3 points today allows us to attack it. Because you lose today or you draw today, you think, right, we need something from the other game. We can't afford to pick up nothing from Liverpool, which might make you feel a little bit hesitant. It might make you go a bit cautious and into your shell. I think the opposite should happen now. We've got the 3 points in the bag. Most people would expect Liverpool to win the game. So let's go for it. Let's go for it and try and put on a show like we did against Manchester City, and really trying to attack Liverpool and cause them more problems than we did in that cup game, because they came here in the Carabao Cup and they outclassed us. Yeah. I think we owe them one for that. I think we owe them a better performance, and I think we will get a better performance. And to my mind, if we get a draw against Liverpool,
that's a good result.
That's a very good result.
Yeah. I mean, this time next week, Clarkey, we could be looking at the table, you know, really starting to dream in terms of, because I think there's people doing that already, but then there's kind of the people like me that are a little bit kind of, I don't want to get carried away because I know we've got big games to play still. You know, the Liverpool game's one of those. I just want to get that game out of the way, and then obviously we've got Aston Villa, 12:30 kick-off on Saturday next week. So come Sunday evening next week, we could be looking at the table thinking, you know what?
Well, I hope so. Yeah, I mean, Aston Villa away is tough, and we haven't got a good recent record there. So that's one to approach with caution. Steven Gerrard will definitely want to get one over on Arsenal there. But no, we're playing well enough to go there and expect to win, and at worst get a draw. So no, I think if we can get through the next two games unbeaten, maybe if we can pick up 4 points from the next two games, that would be fantastic. If it's to be 3, so be it, we'll take it. Anything less than that, and obviously you're viewing it as a slight disappointment, but I'm really happy where this team is at the moment. I think that Mikel Arteta must be thrilled as well. We had the look of a team that belongs in the top 4. I've been very cautious. We all are. We don't want to tempt fate here. We are not the Breakdown Live. We're not cheerleaders. We're not going to trumpet when we don't have to. We're on that side, aren't we? Yeah. But I just look at the competition, and I think we are better than the rivals for a top 4 place. It's a matter now of maintaining that between now and the end of the season.
And of course, no matter what happens, we spoke about it week in, week out on the show, no matter what happens this season, we have got a young side who have got years in front of them. The only thing is, obviously, you know, you want to make sure you're qualifying for the top competition so you can keep your top players. But we've got such a young core in this squad now, and you know, when we add a striker to that in the summer, who knows what will happen next season. Right, we should talk about the things that we learned from today's performance then, and we have to start with Thomas Partey. I mean, he was unbelievable. Partey was the dominant force we know he can be. This is the player we knew we signed. We've got a tweet here from Ayodeji, who says Partey having a silent masterclass. This one here from ZT says this second half of the season version of Partey has been the best centre midfielder of the season. Dominant, relieves us of pressure, and just a proper tank. Performances recently have been sensational. Partey hard. We like that. Dare to Wenger here says this is world-class This is the world-class Thomas Partey we signed. Rolls Royce. I mean, yeah. he had a great game today, I think it's fair to say. Probably, if you look at it with the goal and his contribution all round for the 90, probably man of the match?
I think so, yeah. I'll have to watch it back for the breakdown, but I think he's the number one contender at the moment. Yeah, I was really impressed. Obviously, good goal, controlled things, put himself about. I thought his link play in the middle of the park was fantastic. When Leicester put him under pressure, really calm. I do believe when he's on song, like he is at the moment, Thomas Partey, he would get close to a Premier League 11, wouldn't he? I think if you look around the division, obviously you look at Liverpool, a Fabinho is someone that you can probably compare him to. I think that he's capable of being at that level. Manchester City obviously have their own players. Rodri has been outstanding in that particular position as well. But he's been better, and Conte's not been really at it this season. Better than anything at Spurs, better than anything at Manchester United. Declan Rice is probably another one that you could put in there. But on current form, I think he's probably at the top. Yeah. And Arsenal are so much of a better team for it, aren't they? I think he likes the new setup. I think he likes the 4-1-4-1, where he's basically, it's his domain. There's no partner as such. Saka's over there, Ødegaard's over there. It's my patch. And I think he likes to own it, and I think he's risen to that challenge. I must confess, I didn't watch much Atletico Madrid, many Atletico Madrid games, although I did go to the Wanda Metropolitano to see Arsenal lose, unfortunately. But did Thomas Partey kind of play that role solo for Atleti? Do you know what? I don't know, is the honest answer. I think they used to be more of a compact 4-4-2, so no is the answer. I think he would have had a pair, but
it's just interesting. The reason I asked is just seeing the way that he's thriving now, and like you said, he looks really comfortable there. Yeah. And we have said previously to this, Clarkey, that it's quite a risky strategy in terms of he's by himself. So if there's a turnover in possession, we can be left exposed.
Yeah, definitely, but we're not. He's not staying back. He's not sitting on the toes of the centre half. Because what's happening, because we've got extra players forward, we're pressing better, the whole team is pushed up the field, so we're congesting the space, which allows him to get on the ball in good areas, inside the final third. He's getting shots away. I think he had 2 in the first half. He might have had 1 in the second as well. He's getting into good areas. So, I wouldn't say he's just a DM. He's more than that. But he's ploughing a lone furrow for sure in the centre of the park, and he's doing a great job. Yeah,
another man who's doing a great job for us at the moment, and he was your key man today, actually, Martin Ødegaard. Lots of people showing loads of love for Mo out there. Ødegaard's creative purple patch goes from strength to strength. The second thing that we've learned from today's performance, this one here from Blowfish says Ødegaard's deft touches, body feints. It's so hard to do, but it looks so easy. Your mind has got to be running at its creative max to be doing that, mixing it up all into one big glass of unpredictability. Man, it's a real deal.
Decent tweet.
Yeah, love this. Always believe that. Uncle OK says Ødegaard is what you call a proper playmaker. Charlie just says this kid, Ødegaard, could become the best player post-Highbury. Absolute joy to watch. That's a massive shout, that is, isn't it? And Chris here says Martin Ødegaard is just ridiculous. I mean, he's a great player. You picked him out as your key man today, and he was all over the place once again.
Yeah, he's just so busy. He just wants the ball. I think he had the 3rd highest number of passes. He just looks so classy in possession, doesn't he? He's got a bit of Ozil about him. We said it, didn't we? We sat next to each other out there. He reminds me of good Ozil, when Ozil was really on it. He's just always looking to prompt and make things happen. He looks like an Arsenal player, doesn't he? He's a bit of Rosicki, sort of rolled into one player really, and a little bit of Fabregas in there. You could say Cazorla. You could
great players there.
No, but these are all technical midfield players that have got Arsenal sort of imprint on them. And I think that Ødegaard just fits that bill, doesn't he? And he's a little scrapper as well.
It's funny because I don't like to dwell on the past too much, but Ødegaard is most definitely, as you point out with the players you just mentioned there, he's definitely somebody who could have fitted into an Arsene Wenger team.
Oh yes,
for sure.
Yes, yeah. You've got Wenger's team written all over it. And look, I'll tell you, the football that his team are producing now is a little bit Wenger-esque. Yeah. You have to say it's getting there. We watched enough of it back in the day. I certainly did, and it was a joy mostly, and some of that joy was sucked away. I think during the sort of Emery era and even the early days of Arteta, but it's coming back.
Yeah.
And yeah, today we got glimpses of the old Arsenal, and Ødegaard is very much the heartbeat of the team at the moment.
Yeah, we can see his pass map, actually,
let's
Martin
have a look,
Ødegaard's pass map. So, you know, we can see he was busy.
This is his key passes.
And in terms of key passes, that's pretty decent.
Well, that's creating chances. So all of these passes created a chance. 6 in a game is very good indeed. And I believe it's a high for Martin Ødegaard since he came to Arsenal. So yeah, look at the positions that he's doing it from. You know, inside his own half, but also the other 4, right? You know, in that corridor on the edge of the box, just looking to make things happen. He's a quality player. He's really good to watch. Do enjoy watching him, and I think that he suits this team brilliantly.
Yeah, have to agree. Right, the third and final thing then that we've taken from today's performance, it touches on what we were mentioning a few moments ago. The Gunners are coping well with the pressure of being top 4 favourites. They're coping better than me, let me tell you. Elias here says Arsenal have been under pressure during Arteta's reign. Now it's a different type of pressure, that of expectations. It's a good point. How it started, how it ended. Come on the Arsenal. Pole position for the top 4. Yeah, and this one from Perry says, top 4, baby. Let's say, not yet. As it stands, yes, agreed, top 4. But, I mean, we are in the box seat for it. We've got those games in hand. I did say you'd rather points on the board, but they are there at the end of the day, and we're in 4th position, having played several games less than Manchester United.
Yeah, look, the games in hand are tough. Liverpool, Chelsea, Spurs. We've also got Manchester United to play here, haven't we? So those are the crunch games, aren't they? I think that if we win the vast majority of the rest of the games, that puts an awful lot of pressure on our rivals to beat us in those matchups. And look, the way we're playing, I'd back us against most teams at the moment, probably City and Liverpool aside. I'd make us favourites to win home or away, wherever we are at the moment. So, yeah,
that's confidence right there, Clarky. I love it.
The standards have gone up. You know, I'm as critical as anybody else. You know, we've watched a lot of football, and you know when we're not right, and you know when we're stuttering and we're not quite, it's not clicking, but it is clicking at the moment, and we're playing as a team, and we look like a side that are going in one direction, and that's a really positive direction. So, long may this continue. We will have 1, maybe 2 setbacks along the way, but if we continue this level, we'll make it.
Yeah. I feel like that's the perfect point for us to end on. Clarky, thank you very much for your company today. You're back with me on Wednesday for a big one. Liverpool come here to the Emirates Stadium. Thankfully, we got the 3 points today. So, like we said earlier, it feels like, you know, it's not a freebie on Wednesday, but it feels like there's less pressure on us to maybe sit back and play for a draw. We can go for it a little bit. And who knows? You know what I mean? As Clarky's just said, this Arsenal team is ticking. Might even be able to get 3 points against Liverpool, maybe. It's an 8:15 kickoff, so join us around 7:45 on Arsenal.com and the app. We'll see you then. Take care.